Hi and welcome back to our quick tutorial for OneNote. If you find this video useful, please click the like button, hit subscribe and tap that bell. It helps out the channel massively. And with that said, let's jump on into it. Right, so we're just going to head over to OneNote. Once you've launched the application for the first time, you'll be presented with your very first section within your notebook. And this one is just one that's been generated directly by Microsoft. And it contains various pieces of information that you might find useful, so I do recommend that you guys navigate through, watch some of the 2 minutes or 30-second videos that Microsoft have created, just to give you a bit of a heads up on what various elements do. What we're going to do is just talk about the main navigations and how the application works, and then just drop into some of the very basics of OneNote. So to start with, you'll notice that we have a ribbon across the top. Now by default it might be hidden just like this here, and it may be presented like this. Now what you can do is just click on the Home tab, head over to the right hand side, and you'll see a little pin, and you can pin that ribbon back in place just like you can with some of the other Microsoft applications such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint and so forth. Okay, so with the ribbon pinned in place, you can see all the various tabs that we have access to. So Home, Insert, Draw, History, Review, View and Help. Each of these tabs contain different parts and functions of Microsoft OneNote. So do explore these. Each of these have various different functions that are worth noting. If you are interested in something specific, drop some notes below in the comments, and I will get those subjects covered in future videos. Also stay tuned for the OneNote playlist, as that will also contain some more of the specifics of the functionality of OneNote. Right, moving on, the next thing you will notice just below the ribbon are two different elements. Over on the far left hand side you'll see a little notebook with usually your name or the organization that you're working for as a notebook. Now in this section, we can just from a drop down, you can add multiple notebooks into your OneNote. So by default you might just have one. I've created 2 additional ones, and obviously you can flick in between each of these as needed. Okay, and obviously we can add as many as you would like. Next up, we have these colored tabs. Now these are called sections. So within each notebook you can have sections, and each section can relate to something that you want to kind of isolate from other parts of your notebook. So in this example here, we can add a new section and call this a test. Okay, so now we have the quick notes that were automatically generated by Microsoft, and a tab that we've called here test, which is another section within that particular notebook. Next, just to talk about quickly, each of these sections have their own pages. So on the far right hand side you'll see a add page and then a list of pages that you may have. So if we just click into this automatically generated Microsoft Quick Notes section, we can see that they've actually included 2 pages automatically for this particular section. So within our Quick Notes we have 2 pages, and each page can obviously segment our section details out however we see fit. So again, do recommend that you guys go through here and see all of the various things that you can do, but also check out some of the videos from the Office Guys OneNote playlist. Okay, so for our section just here that we've just created, we get to give it a name, and we can do that directly in this section here, or we can right click over here and rename. So we're just going to rename this test 1. So now you can see that we have a page called test 1, and our title is just here, and if we wanted to we can add another page and just call this one test 2. Okay, so now our test section has test page 1 and test page 2, and from here we can right click on any of these and actually make them sub pages of the page previous. So now we have page 1 or test 1 with a sub page called test 2. Okay, so just another way to organize all of your notes within your section for your current workbook. Okay, so within our first page here, one of the quick basic things that you'll want to do is actually take notes, as is the purpose of the application. So the very easiest way to do that is actually just to get the cursor, drop it into your page that you'd like to take the notes into, and actually just start typing. So this is a test. Press enter. Right, now you can enter as many lines as you would like into this particular note. And what you'll notice is you get a grey box around the text that you typed. This container, and you can move it around wherever you'd like. You can make it various different sizes, and it's contained. Okay, and that's important just to note, as the way that the application works, it's not a continuous line like a regular notebook would be, where you can just continuously run down a page like Word. This works more like you create independent containers for notes within the page, and you can move them around and organize them as you see fit. And there's lots of things that you can do with each container. So you can create a container specifically for images, or for linking in PowerPoint documents, Excel documents, all those various different things, and you can have those as different containers if you wanted, or have them all within one singular container if that's what you prefer. So in this example here, for example, I have just text. If I just click outside of this box and just move this cursor somewhere, and I say it doesn't matter where I put it, right? You can see the cursor starts over here, and I can say this is another test. Okay, and it has created an additional box, an additional container, and I have this one over here as well. Okay, so now I have two containers containing two different notes, and I can do different things with each of those containers depending on what the objectives are. Now, if I take this one here as an example, and just moving things forward a little bit, we can see that we can tag the notes. So we can tag this particular section or this section as something, and then we can use the search functions of OneNote to find everything that's important, or is a question, or something that you need to do, and so forth. So what we can do is actually, under the Home tab, just navigate to the the tags section, and then just expand this to the more. These then gives you the entire list of tags that are predefined by Microsoft OneNote, but it also gives you the ability to add additional tags as you see fit. So you can have very specific tags that suit your needs added directly into the application. So I can, from example, actually convert this into a to-do list. So now you can see I have a checkbox where I can check to say that that's happened or hasn't happened. And some of the other functionality that you can do here is obviously send it to Outlook tasks as well, directly from this particular section. So if I select this, come here and say I want this as a task for today, I've now sent that this particular note as a task in Microsoft Outlook. So if I just flick back over to Outlook, we can see here that I have now actually created a task called "This is another test." Okay, and it's obviously due for today. So these are some of the powerful functions that you can get with OneNote that is really beneficial. So if you find yourself going to meetings or classrooms and you use multiple different devices, such as an iPad or a laptop, and you want to send notes to your desktop, or you want to send it into other Microsoft applications such as Microsoft Teams and things like that, OneNote is the application that you want to be using. It keeps everything in one digital place, and you'll have access to absolutely everything that you'll ever need going forward. The main thing that you'll need to just get your heads around is making sure you have a correct structure to your notebooks, but also your sections, and then your pages within those sections. And once you have all of that organized the way you'd like, you can streamline a lot of the information that you put into the application and what you can get out of it. You can save yourself a mountain of time, prevent yourself from losing any potential paperwork, or if you've written something down in a different application, having to then convert that into another application. It's really beneficial that you can't start looking and learning OneNote, because your productivity will just skyrocket. So with that said, I will leave it there, but do follow up with some of the other videos and other tutorials I have on OneNote. If you found this useful, please do click the like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell. It means a lot to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video.